If you've ever been told that you have to cut out fruit because you're insulin resistant or pre-diabetic, I've got some good news for you. You don't have to. Yes, fruit does contain natural sugar, but depending on the fruit, that doesn't automatically mean it's off limits. In fact, there are certain fruits that are not only safe for your blood glucose levels, but may actually support insulin sensitivity when eaten in the right way. I've been monitoring my glucose levels with the NutriSense program, which pairs with the Stelo by Dexcom biosensor. A biosensor is a small device that tracks your glucose 24/7, and paired with NutriSense's groundbreaking program, it reveals how your body responds to meals, movement, stress, sleep, and more. You don't just get data, you get how to act on it. So today I'm breaking down the best 7 fruits that won't spike your blood glucose, and how to eat them so they work for you and not against you. Let's get into it. I'm Kait, a nutritionist who has helped hundreds of clients reverse insulin resistance and balance their blood glucose naturally. Like I said, I've used a glucose biosensor to test tons of fruit, and the ones we're talking about in today's video are the ones that pass the test. So let's talk about fruit, because it's not as black and white as a lot of people make it seem. Why does fruit get such a bad reputation when it comes to blood glucose and insulin resistance? It mostly comes down to one word: sugar. Fruits contain natural sugar, primarily fructose and glucose. And for someone trying to reverse insulin resistance, it's easy to assume that any sugar, natural or not, is the enemy. So yes, if you're drinking juice or eating a lot of dried fruit, this can cause a big rise in your blood glucose, sometimes even similar to candy. And that's because when you consume fruit in these forms, you're getting all of the sugar without the fiber, water, or structure that naturally slows digestion and keeps your glucose stable. But here's the part that a lot of people miss. Not all fruit affects blood glucose in the same way. Like I said, some fruits are packed with fiber, which slows down absorption. When you eat fruit fresh, it contains water, which dilutes sugar concentration. And again, depending on the fruit, some have a lower glycemic load than others, meaning a gentler impact on blood glucose levels. So the key isn't cutting fruit out completely, it's knowing which fruit to eat, how much to eat, and what to pair it with. And that's exactly what I've tested using my glucose biosensor. To put things into perspective, a banana on its own sends my glucose soaring, but half a cup of berries with Greek yogurt, barely any spike at all. So yes, you can still include fruits in your diet if you're insulin resistant. You just have to do it the right way. So let's get into the 7 fruits. Number 1, strawberries. These are one of the safest fruits when it comes to your blood glucose levels and insulin resistance. Strawberries are naturally low in sugar. They have around 7 grams per cup, and they're packed with fiber, which, like I said before, slows digestion and helps to keep your blood glucose levels stable. If you're going to eat them, stick to about half a cup to 1 cup serving. Pair them with protein or fat, like Greek yogurt, cottage cheese, or chia pudding, and avoid eating them totally alone if you're sensitive to glucose spikes. I used the Stelo biosensor and the NutriSense app to see the impact that half a cup of strawberries had on my blood glucose. Now, when I ate them on their own, yes, there was a bump, but nothing significant. But that was reduced even further when I paired the strawberries with half a cup of Greek yogurt. Now, let's move on to fruit number 2, which is one that surprises a lot of people: kiwi. Even though it tastes sweet, kiwi has a low glycemic index and is actually one of the most blood glucose friendly fruits you can eat. Kiwi is loaded with vitamin C, fiber, and an enzyme called actinidin. Actinidin supports digestion and slows the release of sugar into your bloodstream. One whole kiwi has only 6 grams of sugar, so you can eat it on its own or as part of a meal, especially alongside protein or fat. Now let's move on to number 3, another one that really surprises people: olives. And yes, they are actually a fruit. Unlike sweet fruits, olives are very low in carbohydrates and rich in healthy monounsaturated fats, which have been shown to improve insulin sensitivity, reduce inflammation, and support metabolic health. A serving of about 8 to 10 olives, any variation, is extremely blood glucose friendly. Just make sure to choose them plain or marinated in olive oil with no added sugar. Now, you guys who have been around my channel for a while, you will know that I don't generally recommend snacking throughout the day. Anytime you eat, your blood glucose and your insulin is going to go up to some extent. And if we're insulin resistant or have issues with blood glucose regulation, then we want to avoid these spikes when possible. But if you are hungry in between meals and really need a snack, choosing something that's high in fat and or protein is going to be your best option. And olives are one of the foods that I recommend. And of course, you can also incorporate them into meals as well. Because they're savory and high in fat, Olives help to blunt the glucose impact of other foods when eaten together, making them an ideal support food for blood glucose stability. So how do I know if these fruits, or any food in general, are good for my own blood glucose levels? I've kind of touched on this already, but I tested all of the fruits in today's video using the Stelo by Dexcom glucose biosensor and the NutriSense app. The sensor gives you 24/7 insight into how your body responds to food, exercise, stress, and sleep, all in one app. And here's what makes NutriSense different. It's not just passive tracking, it's active training. It's personalized and built around your biology and real life. NutriSense also offers one-on-one coaching from a glucose-certified dietitian or nutritionist who helps you to understand your data, build balanced meals, and take action daily. Forget restrictive diets. NutriSense helps you to create a system that works for your body, not against it. It helps you to retrain your metabolism to respond to the right inputs for sustainable health, not just short-term fixes. And most NutriSense users qualify for $0 out-of-pocket coaching calls. You can check your eligibility instantly. No back and forth with insurance. So if you want to stop guessing what foods are right for you and know for sure, try NutriSense. If you want to try it for yourself, it's available in the United States only. You can head to healthcoachkait.com/NutriSense to learn more. And when you click through that link and you sign up, you're going to save 30%. And honestly, NutriSense has been a game changer for understanding my own biology. But moving on to number 4, we have grapefruit. You just want to make sure you're eating the fruit and not drinking the juice. When you drink the juice from fruit, you're getting a more concentrated source of sugar because more fruit can be packed into one glass. Plus, you're removing the fiber, which also helps to slow down digestion. And again, bonus points if you pair it with a source of protein or fat. You might be noticing a trend here. And then we have number 5, green apples. Not all apples are created equal. Green apples, like Granny Smith's, are lower in sugar than red or pink variations, and higher in polyphenols. They also contain pectin, a type of fiber that slows digestion and supports gut health, which is closely tied to insulin sensitivity. And while they are lower than other types of apples in terms of sugar, you still need to be a little bit mindful of portion sizes. A half to 1 whole small apple is going to be ideal. Pair it with nut butter, cheese, or a handful of almonds. Or chop it up and add it to a salad with walnuts. Moving on to number 6, we have another one that catches some people off guard. Avocados. And like olives, yes, they are a fruit. This one might seem like cheating, but avocados are technically a fruit, and they're basically the MVP for insulin resistance. They're high in fiber and healthy fat and have virtually 0 sugar. And when you eat them alongside carbohydrates, they help blunt the glucose response, making other meals less likely to spike you. Half an avocado is a great serving size. You can pair it with eggs, meat, or add it to a salad. And you can use it to top off any meal that includes fruit or carbohydrates, as once again, it slows down digestion and stabilizes blood glucose beautifully. And finally, number 7 is blackberries. Out of all of the berries, blackberries actually have the highest fiber content, and they are packed with a polyphenol shown to reduce inflammation and improve insulin function. They're also very low in sugar compared to other fruit, which makes them perfect for snacking without worrying about a spike. Stick to half a cup to 1 cup, because once again, you can go overboard. The sugar will add up if you eat too many. But if you're looking for a little bit of sweetness without the blood glucose spike, give blackberries a try. Okay, we've covered a lot in today's video, so let's quickly recap. Number 1 was strawberries. Number 2 was kiwi. Number 3, olives. 4, grapefruit. 5, green apples. 6, avocado. And 7, blackberries. So yes, fruit can be part of a blood glucose friendly diet. The key is knowing which fruit to choose, how to eat them, and how much your body can handle. So make sure that if you can, you pair your fruit with protein and fat. Avoid fruit juice and dried fruit. And I haven't touched on this yet, but targeting your fruit around exercise, either before and after, allows your body to use the sugar from that fruit immediately for energy, which also helps to reduce blood glucose spikes. And remember that we're all different, which is why tracking your own response using a glucose biosensor can be so beneficial. What works for one person might not work for another one. Someone who is very insulin resistant is going to see more of a blood glucose spike than someone who is metabolically healthy. But with NutriSense, you can see exactly how your body responds to food 24/7. and get expert support to help you act on it. Again, you can use my link healthcoachkait.com/NutriSense to try for yourself and save 30%. Now, before you go, I want to hear from you guys. Is there any fruit that you would like me to test? Or are there 2 fruits you would like me to compare? Let me know down below. I have a whole playlist running blood glucose tests, so I'll link that up above and you can check that out afterwards as well. And if you did enjoy this video, you might also enjoy my video on the 5 best high protein breakfasts. Thanks guys for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.